you.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to interview you. It's really important and very much appreciated. So what would you like to say about your relationship to Babu?
Well, for one, thank you for having me and allowing me to say what I would like to say. Babu was my father from the beginning. I feel that he saved me from whatever torturous life that I might have experienced, more than what I already experienced. I feel that he was protecting me by keeping me with him and keeping me close, and I love him greatly for that. And for a long time, I always thought I had such a strange grandfather, you know, because none of my friends ever understood why we said Hugh and why I could never have friends over, and everything was very different in my family growing up. Babu was strict with me. I couldn't have boys call the house. I couldn't go hang out, and there were reasons for that, and I rebelled against it. And I learned from it, and now I see why he did all of that and tried to keep me safe. And, you know, now that I'm an adult, realize that I was blessed to be in this family, and it's an honor to have him as my grandfather. And am no longer embarrassed to say this is my Babu, and, you know, this is where I come from, and this is his music. I'm proud now. And I see how people admire him. And it gives me chills even just talking about it, how people come to him and how he's been able to help so many people. And if I could just help one person the way my Babu has, I will have succeeded. And I love you, Babu.
Thank you very much, Aikya.
Thank you.
Have you received spiritual teachings from Baku?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Even just as recent, for a long time, I wasn't open to it. And I didn't understand. And just recently, Spirit allowed for us to find my reading. And it couldn't have come at a better time. And I really now see why Babu is so special to so many, and why he's been able to be the master of the family. And he just, you know, has taught me so much about emotions and men, and just, you know, not opening myself up to certain negativity, and how, you know, certain vibes and even just something as simple as talking over the phone can really change the whole atmosphere of a situation. And I have become so sensitive now because I'm listening and I'm hearing him. And he's been saying it for so long, and I can now finally hear what he's talking about, and have learned so much. And I'm just, you know, I'm just so grateful. I really am.
Thank you. You lived with Babu and Sabuti at Open Sky when you were young. How was that for you? Did you feel at home?
Oh, yes. Honestly, that has been the only real home that I've ever had, sadly to say. Through my changes of my life, I, you know, had to go from different family members to family members, but that was always my home. Open Sky, I could always call home. I had my own room, and I went every summer, every vacation, even after I left. And that, you know, I just knew that that was my home. If I ever had anywhere to call home, it was Open Sky. And I was comfortable there. I had clothes there, my toys there. I had my desk set up. That was my home. And they made me feel that way. And, you know, I was always welcome with open arms to Open Sky. So I miss Open Sky.
Thank you.
Thank you. Open Sky, just, it was a cozy house. It was a huge house. There were so many memories there. We had a lot of fun there. Bapu used to chase me around when I was a little kid, and he was the monster, and he'd chase me and Rebbe around. And I just remember days that me and Rebbe would be in the room watching movies or TV, and Bapu would be downstairs jamming, and then we'd go down and we'd, try to sneak in to get in on one of Bapu's, practices. And we would just admire him and look up to him, and he was just such a powerful person, and he would the whole house would be shaking and jamming, and it was just awesome, and I mean, we would get served as kids, lunch, and it just was great. Just, everybody that would come there was just full of love, and it just was a great place to be. There was never any sickness allowed around. It just was peace.
Can you speak on hearing Bapu's music, and did you hear him speak of his music?
Yes. I used to love Bapu's music so much as a kid. It was like I could hear every tune, and it played in my heart. And for so many years, I separated from the family and from the music and everything, and really took me out to another place. And now that I'm coming back and I'm hearing the music, and it has really touched my heart. And Bapu always tells me that he's not playing the music for himself. It's for the for the people, that he has to do this. Because we always ask, Bapu, why don't you play things that you could make a lot of money, with? Because you're a master at guitar. You're just as good, if not better, than Carlos Santana or any of these other jazz, musicians or guitar players that are out here. And he always said, because he knew that he did what he had to do, and that was what was needed for the people that needed to hear it. It wasn't about making money or, trying to be rich. It was about what he needed to do in his heart to help those who needed to hear that. So whoever listens to Bapu's music and can understand it knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, and I have a song that he made just for me. So.
Do you want to speak about that song directly?
That song, it makes me cry. Just like a song for all children makes me cry. And I hear Bapu's love for me in that music. And he feels my pain. And I hear it when he plays. He's letting that out. And he doesn't want me to suffer. And that song, that's what it says to me, And I woke up today and I was just so full of joy. And, no matter how much pain I'm in, I'm so grateful that I have my family, and that I can come here every weekend, and that I can be at service to Bapu, and that I can see him and Kashanti, and that I was able to have them as my parents for the short period of time that they were, and to be able to listen to Bapu's music. And I've missed out on so many gigs, and I kick myself in the butt all the time. And I am going to be there on Saturday the 6th. And, it's important for me to be a part of the music, because I once, was into music myself. I played the cello, I played the piano, and I let that go. And that's a part of me that never has died. So this, we're all very musical in this family. And I respect that Bapu has never let it be about the money. It's always been about what he's needed to do. It never was about getting rich. And I appreciate that. I really do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bapu said he used to play to you and Reb, and both of you would move your heads to his hand going up and down his guitar neck. Do you remember that? He said he was teaching you and Reb about the rise and fall of emotions and life karma.
Yep, I remember that. And, I remember many days, me, him, and Rebbe. And, I can't even express the love that Rebbe has for my Bapu. But, we would just admire him and listen to his music, and, there was no time for nonsense in the house and emotions. And, of course, as a kid, you break down, you have tantrums, and, but that wasn't, we were taught, that about karma and the river of blood and, just so many things that most people as adults don't even understand or get instilled in them. And I just remember just always wanting to hear Bapu play, and it was just like magic to me. It was just so soothing. And, me and Rebbe were like this, man, and we were so tight, and we just wanted to always get in and sneak in and be next to Bapu and hear him play. And yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Bapu is a leader in spiritual jazz music. Is this true for you?
Yes. I don't even listen to anybody else's jazz. Bapu has always been a master to me. Like I was saying before, that's why I never could understand why, he wouldn't just make that budge, because we could have been rich or whatever. Everybody's got these dreams, but he's rich in his heart, and that means more than any kind of materialistic thing that can be given from one man to the next. And when I learned that and realized that made him even that much higher up there on my totem pole. I never really knew so much about jazz. And it's a different kind of jazz, because if you listen to like that mainstream jazz, it's more, elevator music, I like to call it. Bapu's got that out there jazz that I like. And he can switch it up too, because I've got some Beauty is Beauty, and it's beautiful. And then you've got Ugly is Ugliest, and that can get crazy. So he could go from here to there, and I like that because it gives that, flavor. And it's not just the same, repetitive, boring, So, yeah. No, I love Bapu's music. It's in my car right now.
Bapu is recognized as a spiritual guide. Is this true for you?
Yes. Whenever I'm, feeling down or feeling in doubt or just, needing just to talk, I can call Bapu, and the whole grandfather, granddaughter thing can get turned off, and he can talk to me as a spiritual master and guide me and really kick my butt, and give it to me just the way I need to hear it. Whether I listen or not, that's on me, but I know that I can call, and that is my spiritual teacher. And, whenever I'm getting taken out there, because, it happens, I know I have my Bapu that I can call, and it doesn't matter what time, Bapu's up, okay? He will be there, and if I need him and he's shown and proved, Bapu, I need you. I feel like I'm dying on the inside, quote unquote. Bapu was there, and he doesn't like to drive much, so if you tell him you need him, he's there, and he's always been there for me. Even when I was, in a bad place, Bapu was always there, no matter what. And I can appreciate that. And he's given me the best guidance, coming from a grandfather point or a spiritual master point. He's just given it to me real. And that's what I need, and that's what I appreciate. He doesn't sugarcoat stuff. So, and he is a man too, but he's not really a man. But he can let me know about these quote-unquote men and their games and their trips. And, because he once played those games and trips. So he can come from a place of knowledge and really let me know, hey, I've seen that before, kick that ass, that's no good for you, and sometimes I need that. So.
Do you know your ancestry, the spiritual side of the family?
I do. And I was blessed to get to meet TT Gracie and TT Ruka. And when I was younger, briefly, didn't get to spend much time with them because I was younger, but got to see where Bapu came from and why he is who he is. And they were just amazing women. And I just remember, and I probably was about 8 years old when I met them. And I just remember it was so powerful, just being in that room, sitting with them. And even Mama, Mama, Bapu's mother, was a very special woman. And she knew that Bapu was her special boy, and always embraced that, and let him be him, and really, really encouraged that side of him, even though, she was in, her life and with a different kind of lifestyle, but she always respected Bapu, and I respected that. And Bapu is just doing as what we have to do in our family, which is just trickle down from the higher ups. And I didn't get to meet anybody past TT Gracie and TT Ruka, but I'm sure it just continues on. But they were amazing women. And, Bapu just, he just followed through with what needed to be done. This was his purpose. This is what he had to do. And just like I know my purpose and what I have to do. And now understanding my reading and just, I know what it is that I have to do. And, not everybody is so blessed to almost have, I know soon I'm going to be getting into a rough time, so let me start making some changes. Not everybody's that blessed to be able to have that opportunity to do so. So, I know they're looking down and they're happy because Bapu, he did what he had to do, and he's helped so many and still is helping so many. So for that, we have a great family. Hugh.
And you know that Bapu is a time master. Is this true for you?
Oh, yes. And I was really blown away when I just listened to this reading. I never got to sit in with Bapu when he did a reading for anyone, or really, really understood so much about what that meant. And now that I have my own, I called him up. I said, Bapu, you're a genius. And this was something that he did 12 years ago. I had to be about 16 years old, 16, 17 when he did that reading. And I'm just listening to it now. And maybe I listened to it back then, but I didn't really listen to it. And the things that are said, only a person from another planet, I want to say. And, Bapu is visiting this planet for real, because I was just blown away by some of these things, because it just really, really verified so many questions that I had in my mind about my own self and my own feelings, and why am I so into paperwork and having everything in order and such on. And it really, really, really helped me to understand where I need to be, and that I am going in the right direction, and who I don't need to be around, and just certain times to really look out for. And it was like it was like I was listening to a psychic, like someone who just was living my life in the future already, things that hadn't even happened that he was saying were gonna happen. And I was in the car and I was blown away, and I called him and I was like, I had chills. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And I said, no wonder, everybody's, wants a reading, and, they're so into Bapu, and it was amazing to me. And I'm so happy. And it's like becoming homework, because I'm like listening to it over and over and over again. Learn something new every time I hear it. So.
Would you like to say anything about your mother or family?
I think that Bapu has really helped keep the family close and together, because we definitely all can get caught in our crazies and emotions, and Bapu has always been our center. And anytime there's any kind of craziness going on, let's get Bapu over, and we sit down. And it can, the whole tone just changes. And it really has created peace within the family, and has been able to keep the peace within the family. I feel like listening to my mom these days, she's sounding a lot like Bapu, very much. And she's going through these these, where she's opening up to spirit, and she's having dreams, and, things are coming to her, and she's starting to reach out to other people because these things are coming to her that she needs to get out. And when I hear her talk, I'm hearing Babu, and I'm like, wow, Mom, you're getting there. And she's definitely come a long way. And I'm really proud of her. And I'm really happy about the relationship that we have. And that is something that was important for Babu, for me and my mom to be connected. And that I took what he said and let all crap go. And we have had the best relationship that we've ever had in my life now. And I'm so grateful. I really am. And I'm so happy that Babu has taught me to just let all that go. There's no use for it. It helps no one. And I just want to touch on Kashanti because I don't know if we were going to get there, but she has been my mother. She's been my grandmother. She's been my friend. She's been my sister. I love Kashanti more than words could ever describe. And it hurts me that we don't get to spend as much time together anymore. She taught me how to not let men disrespect me, how to love myself, about my, as simple as my private areas she taught me about. We got a book and she showed me this is this and that is that as a kid. And I learned that these are boundaries you don't let anybody cross. I learned about not talking to strangers. We had a whole book and a video on that. She used to call, say, don't be a fussburger. I'll never forget that, anytime. And I just one memory that I just have to bring up because it cracks me up is she tried to discipline me. I was really, really acting out, and she goes to spank me, right? She goes, just like that. And I laughed. I was like 5 and I was like crying in a tantrum, but I had to laugh because it was hard for her just to do that. And I thought it was so funny because Kashanti is like, she wouldn't hurt a fly. So I thought that was just so funny and cute. But her love for me, it brings tears to her eyes. And now, talking to her, I'm just so glad that I was able to come out of my cloud of darkness. And if not just for me, for my family, to show them that I could do it, to show them that I can be what they all knew that I was already. I just didn't know. And to make them proud. Because the way that lady works, no matter how sick she is, no matter what, she's so dedicated to my grandfather and this family. I just love that lady and her dedication and getting Babu to where he is and really believing in him. You don't find that. And she's an amazing woman and I respect her. And I would love to be the way she is when I grow up, to be as strong and committed and dedicated and disciplined. And she's just an amazing woman. And we're going to make plans to spend time together because we've been too busy to do that. And you can't let life stuff get in the way of family. So I love them both dearly. They have molded me into the person that I am. I love being able to spend time with them. I love that they are still open to me no matter what I've put anybody through. There's never any hard feelings or anything. It's nothing but love coming from Babu and Kashanti. And I sure did put them through some stuff when I was a teenager. And they never held on to that. Never was mad at me about that. If I needed them, they were there. It wasn't even a thought. And that means a lot. That means a lot to me. And Kashanti's always treated me like her own. And, I know she would give me her last. I don't even have to question that. And I would do the same for her. And for that, I am grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.